Everybody, welcome back. Got a Pagani for you here. I haven't done a Pagani in a while. The boxes are still very similar, but now there's a whole lot of stuff written on the boxes, which is interesting. As you can see, the model number here is PDY S005. It's nice to actually have that now written on the boxes because it was always a question of what is the model number, what are the movement numbers. It's the naming system for Pagani's prior wasn't, in my opinion, great. Got some contact information here too. Apparently these are coming from Germany, which is interesting. I don't know if that's factually correct. Got some other sort of sticker here with contact information on it as well, but let's pop this open. There you go. As we said, this is the PDY-S005. On first looks here, this is very clearly an Omega. The Omega Seamaster 3000. It's part of their Heritage series, I believe is what they call it. It's like the vintage inspired looking watches. I decided to go with the blue face just because I thought that would be nice in my collection, but these do come in a variety of different colors. Let me see, what do they have on the website right now? They just have black and blue. So, okay. Not a ton of colors, but you do have options when it comes to what you want to buy. You know, black versus blue is always quite nice. Let's now dive a little bit closer in on the face and see, you know, overall first impressions of how this watch looks up close. So here we are up close and personal with this watch. The thing right off the bat that jumps out to me is that the orange inner markers I find nice, but the 36912 are very hard to read because they almost look like they have shadows inside of them. It's not my lighting, it's under every situation. I just don't think they're very well cut out or very legible, especially compared to the Omega. We have a very shiny case from what I can tell here. It doesn't look nearly as brushed as the Omega is. The Omega one is also shiny, but I feel like this one just looks odd to my eye for some reason. We have brushed and polished links here, which is very nice. It has kind of that style Omega bracelet. The Pagani clasp that they've been using for quite a while now. I do enjoy this clasp. I think this is one of their better ones. I do wish it had a glide lock or something in it. It doesn't even have an easy link extension. Other than that, though, it is really nice. I do wish that there was a little bit more of a taper to this bracelet. I don't think the Omega has much of a taper either, but these always wear kind of chunky. This is a 41mm watch. It is a 13mm thick case, which is fairly chunky. It does not mention what the movement is on here. It just says 41mm automatic mechanical movement. I'm guessing it's an NH of some sort, but I do wish it provided that. Other than that, it does look good. The past few Paganis I've had that have been replicas, homages, whatever you want to call them, of more famous watches, Omegas, Rolexes, like the Speedmaster one, for instance, I didn't think did a very good job looking like that watch. I always thought the pictures looked way better than the watch did itself. But this one in person looks very, very similar to what the picture looks like and to the watch that they're trying to replicate, which I very much appreciate. I also love the hands, the triangle. They're not just straight hands, which is really nice. They have a little bit of a nice look to them. They are different than what is on the actual Omega somewhat. Looking at it up close, the Omega has very similar minute hands. The hour hand to me is different because there's no lume in the middle of the arrow, so you don't get that two-part lume look there. I'm assuming that's the lume we'll see. The lume on the actual Omega also has a different color minute hand versus the rest. I'll post a picture here of that. But let's throw it on the wrist first, and then we'll go into the lume and my final impressions. On the wrist here, this watch wears very comfortably. It definitely wears somewhat large, mainly because of the case size. I think it is definitely a thick watch. I do wish, as I said before, there was more taper to this bracelet. I don't really love how it just looks the same chunky size all the way around, but it is not a bad looking watch on the wrist. Overall, I would give this out of 10. This is probably, looking at it on the wrist, it's a 7 or 8. You know, like, it is a very nice looking watch. The color kind of pops. I do think they were pretty spot on with the, obviously this is Omega's design, but the cutouts for the hour markers, because as you can see, let me actually pop it off, and I'm going to try to really zoom in here and give you a better look on that. What's the best way to show you? But see the hour markers, the 3, 6, and 9, aside from the 3, 6, and 9, 12 hour markers, are not. But the rest of the hour markers and the numbers 3, 6, 9, 12 are cut out of the blue face so that you can see the orange underneath it. Yeah, it's really cool. I like that. I do think that is pretty spot on. I wish the color was a little more bright so it popped through and was a little more legible. It's not perfectly legible, but I really like it. It looks great on the wrist. Let's check out the lume on this watch. The lume on this watch is not bad. The minute hand is not a different color like the Omega is, but it does look like the 3, 6, and 9 hour markers might be a slightly different shade. I don't really see it with my naked eye, but on camera it does look like that. But the lume isn't bad. It definitely isn't the most powerful lume I've ever seen. It does appear to be a little bit weak and fading quickly, but overall, not bad at all. So my overall impressions of this watch, I think they're fairly good. I haven't had a Pagani Omega in quite a while that I've really liked. The Speedmaster to me was a total flop. So I'm really happy that this watch is what it looked like and is wearable and looks just like I was expecting it to. Big ups to Pagani for what it appears to be stepping up their game a bit and keeping their designs looking like the photos when you actually receive them, which I think is a very important part of this watch buying process. One thing that I don't love is that the case kind of sticks out past the links. You do kind of notice that when you're wearing it, especially if you have a smaller wrist, you'll notice that, and I think that is kind of a zonk on them to quote, let's make a deal. Other than that, there are stickers all over this watch, which is a new thing for them. I don't remember having to peel off stickers from the sides of the case, so that's absolutely kind of crazy, and I think they're taking this pretty far. There don't appear to be any stickers here on the top, but if there were, they're just there on the side. But that's definitely more than I've really ever had to deal with them. So it does seem like they are picking up kind of their quality control process, and I do appreciate that, and I do welcome it. And I would love to get more of these. If you guys know of any other Paganis that are replicating Omegas these days that are really nice and I haven't done them on this channel, let me know. I did the Seamaster, which was a good watch. I actually did really like that one. I did the Speedy, didn't like that one at all. But if there's other ones in this kind of Omega, I've always had a large part in my heart for Omegas in general. The Speedmaster is my favorite watch of all time. I've said that very candidly, but I really like this watch. I think this is a home run from Pagani, and I haven't even addressed the price with you guys yet. What I don't even remember what I paid for this. It was like cheap. Yeah, this thing was $61. That's really, really good for these watches, and I'm happy to see the prices are not trending up like everything else in the world is right now. So check this out. This is the Pagani PDYS 005. It is the Omega Speedmaster 200. Let me know what you guys think.